You didn't even know we were about to do this, did you?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments of respect at awards shows.
This is an award for late night comedy. No one was funnier in the last 20 years than Norm Macdonald on late night comedy.
For this list, we'll be looking at classy, honorable, humble, and considerate moments from award shows that were worthy of good spirit trophies. Which award show moment do you respect the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, a standing ovation for Audra McDonald, 68th Tony Awards. When somebody constantly wins awards, it's easy to roll one's eyes, thinking, really, them again? This has never been the case for Audra McDonald, who truly deserves every accolade that comes her way.
The American Theatre Wing's Tony Award goes to Audra McDonald, Lady Day.
In 2014, she reached multiple landmarks with her Tony-winning performance as Billie Holiday. In addition to being her record-breaking 6th Tony, McDonald became the first actress to win in all 4 performing categories. Whether or not everyone in the audience knew these stats, they were all well aware of McDonald's storied career. The emotional winner found herself encircled by her adoring peers, giving a standing ovation with cheers roaring throughout the theater. McDonald also used this platform to pay respects to the women who paved the way for her, including Holiday.
I am standing on Lena Horne's shoulders. I'm standing on Maya Angelou's shoulders. I'm standing on Diane Carroll and Ruby Dee. And most of all, Billie Holiday. You deserved so much more than you were given when you were on this planet.
Number 9, Dolly Parton's dedication to Ukraine, 57th Academy of Country Music Awards. Dolly Parton has always been a class act.
Okay, that's how it's done. I'm taking notes. I'm in the school of Dolly Parton.
The 2022 Academy of Country Music Awards were another testament to her sincerity, generosity, and compassion for others. Hosting the event, Parton opened the show with a message of love for Ukraine. While Parton didn't want to get too political, she couldn't bring herself to ignore the Russian invasion, which commenced only a couple of weeks earlier.
Now, I don't want to be political, and this is not. I'd rather pass a kidney stone than do that. But I want us to send our love and hope to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine.
Parton felt that it was, quote, not only important but urgent to do it because there's so much grief and so much sorrow. Parton kept her speech short, sweet, and respectful, dedicating the show to, quote, our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. The country music legend hit just the right note, bringing attention to this ongoing struggle while still maintaining the show's upbeat pace.
Why don't we just dedicate this entire show to them and pray for peace around this crazy old world?
Number 8, La La Land producers stay classy, 89th Academy Awards. We're all familiar with the La La Land Moonlight Best Picture mix-up. It was probably the most notorious moment in Oscar history, at the time at least.
The folks who thought they had won Best Picture and then found out that it actually belonged to another movie.
Although this moment was one big facepalm, it also saw the La La Land producers show their true colors. Think about it. You received the Academy Award for Best Picture, the pinnacle of achievement in your industry. Then, minutes into your acceptance speech, you find out that a mistake was made.
Now, what we know is what Warren did is he was confused, so he handed it to Faye and let her read the name.
Many people would act outraged under these circumstances. Yet Fred Berger, Mark Platt, and especially Jordan Horowitz couldn't have been more professional, humbly passing the Oscars to the Moonlight filmmakers.
It was tough. Certainly didn't show up tonight thinking that that's what would happen. It was a bit of a shock.
For all the disappointment in the room that night, there was also great sportsmanship on display. Number 7, Norm Macdonald Remembered, 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards. The entertainment world suffers losses every year, but Norm Macdonald's death in 2021 was especially rough, as few even knew he had been battling leukemia.
The Saturday Night Live veteran's death on Tuesday follows a 9-year battle with cancer, a struggle that he had decided to keep private.
At that year's Primetime Emmys, Macdonald was featured on the In Memoriam segment with other lost legends like Michael K. Williams. Yet the admiration for Macdonald shined through the most during the acceptance speeches. In addition to thanking Conan for his years of service, winner John Oliver proclaimed Macdonald the funniest late-night comedian of the past 2 decades.
If you have any time in the next week, do what I did and just spend time YouTubing clips of Norm and Conan, because it just doesn't get better than that.
SNL also won that evening, giving fearless leader Lorne Michaels a chance to commemorate the former cast member.
And here I'd like to pay tribute to one of the best we ever had, Norm Macdonald.
Macdonald was somewhat underappreciated when he anchored Weekend Update, but this ceremony is a testament to why he was always a comedic genius. Number 6, Susan Lucci's overdue win, 26th Daytime Emmy Awards. Overdue is a word that gets thrown around a lot regarding actors and awards. All My Children star Susan Lucci certainly fit that description in 1999.
And the press was saying, this is your year, and I was hoping they were right, but you know, that many times you don't win. As I said, history has taught me that I'm probably not going up on that stage.
Lucci had been playing Erica Kane for almost 30 years. During this period, she got 18 Daytime Emmy nominations, losing every time. It was practically an in-joke that Lucci was always a nominee, never a winner.
Erica on All My Children, Susan Lucci.
19 proved to be Lucci's lucky number, finally taking home Outstanding Lead Actress. Lucci wanted the win, and the audience clearly wanted to see her win.
Streak is over, Susan Lucci!
Most ovations last several seconds, maybe a minute at most. Lucci's lasted almost 2 minutes before the crowd calmed down. If the Emmy wasn't already a sign of respect, the reception to Lucci's win was. Number 5, Beyoncé lets Taylor Swift have her moment. 26th MTV Video Music Awards. Much like Envelope Gate, Kanye West hijacking Taylor Swift's VMA acceptance speech is among the most surreal things to ever happen on live TV.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Following this infamous interruption, Pink reportedly yelled at West, who was asked to leave the ceremony. Swift cried backstage, and she wasn't the only one. She crossed paths with an emotional Beyonce, who was just as shocked when Kanye proclaimed her the worthier winner, feeling horrible for Swift.
I walk behind the stage, and sure enough, there is Beyonce and her dad, and she is crying. She was like, I didn't know this was going to happen. I feel so bad for her.
If there's one thing Beyonce's good at though, it's turning lemons into lemonade. See what we did there? When Beyonce won Video of the Year, she gave Swift the chance to soak in the applause.
I remember being 17 years old, up for my first MTV award with Destiny's Child, and it was one of the most exciting moments in my life. So I'd like for Taylor to come out and have her moment.
West's actions were beyond disrespectful, but Queen Bee's courtesy was the opposite.
Maybe we could try this again?
Number 4, paying respects to Orlando victims, 70th Tony Awards. In the early hours of June 12, 2016, a shooter entered an Orlando gay nightclub, resulting in the single deadliest attack against the LGBTQ+ community on US soil. That night, the annual Tony Awards were held. The ceremony would be dedicated to the Orlando victims, with host James Corden opening the show on a dignified note.
On behalf of the whole theatre community and every person in this room, our hearts go out to all of those affected by this atrocity.
Frank Langella had some haunting yet inspirational words during his acceptance speech.
I urge you, Orlando, to be strong, because I'm standing in a room full of the most generous human beings on earth, and we will be with you every step of the way.
Lin-Manuel Miranda delivered a beautifully worded sonnet that only he could have conceived.
When senseless acts of tragedy remind us that nothing here is promised, not one day. The show is proof that history remembers. We live through times when hate and fear seem stronger.
As an additional sign of respect, the muskets were removed from the Hamilton cast's performance of Yorktown, The World Turned Upside Down. The world indeed felt turned upside down, but the love in the theater that night didn't allow hate to win. Number 3, Ving Rhames gives his award to Jack Lemmon, 55th Golden Globe Awards. When someone wins an award, it's not uncommon for them to give a shout out to their fellow nominees. It's rare that a winner actually gives their award to another nominee, however.
And the winner is...
Ving Rhames, Don King, Only America.
That's exactly what happened at the 1998 Golden Globes. Upon winning for his portrayal of Don King, Ving Rhames invited acting legend Jack Lemmon on stage. As Lemmon received a standing ovation, Rhames graciously offered him the award.
I feel that being an artist is about giving, and I'd like to give this to you, Mr. Jack Lemmon. Sure.
Despite trying, Lemmon wasn't able to return the prize, although Rhames received a duplicate Globe. Some might describe this as awkward, but it's clear that Rhames' actions came from a place of respect for his fellow nominee. Lemmon couldn't have been more touched by Rhames' gesture, referencing it when he won for real 2 years later.
Well, in the spirit of Ving Rhames, I'm going to give this to Jack Lemmon.
Number 2. Two Heroes, 27th MTV Movie and TV Awards. Here's another award winner who took their moment to honor someone else. Chadwick Boseman won the Golden Popcorn statue for Best Hero in 2018.
And the best hero is Chadwick Boseman.
While Boseman and Black Panther are household names, James Shaw Jr. is another that everyone should know. Earlier that year, this electrical technician disarmed a shooter at a Waffle House. Although 4 were killed, the casualties might have been even higher if it weren't for Shaw.
The suspect stopping briefly to check his weapon. Patron James Shaw using the pause and the panic to wrestle the gun away.
As if that weren't heroic enough, Shaw raised over $200,000 for the victims' families. Shaw didn't see himself as a hero, but Boseman declared him one during his acceptance speech. Boseman proceeded to give Shaw the award from one hero to another.
Come on up here.
Following Boseman's passing, Shaw reflected, quote, "The moment itself spoke volumes about his grace."
This is gonna live at your house. It's gonna live at your house. God bless you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. In memory of Martin Luther King Jr., 40th Academy Awards. 4 days before the 40th Academy Awards were meant to take place, the nation was shaken by the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
Assassinated the next day on April 4th, 1968, while standing at the balcony of his motel room.
In the wake of the civil rights leader's death, Sidney Poitier, Louis Armstrong, and other African-American stars decided against appearing on the Oscars, needing time to mourn. They returned, though, when the event was postponed 2 days, following King's public funeral.
King's funeral began with a 3-hour service at Ebenezer Baptist Church.
When the show eventually went on, Academy President Gregory Peck commenced with a tribute to King. Peck discussed King's influence on society, which was reflected through nominees like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and In the Heat of the Night.
What do they call you up there? They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Peck paid profound respects to King, encouraging the industry to continue producing films that would honor what he stood for. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.